I am at the heart of Munich, which is called Kazakhstan. Look there, right behind me. I have a glorious assistant today. My sister, Sophia. I cannot function without coffee, so I think we should go and get some coffee. Всем привет! Hallo zusammen! Hi guys! My name is Anastasia and I am a Russian German. Welcome back to another episode of my series about Russian Germans. Last week I was talking quite extensively about how I've been making progress in German. And no, I have not fully learned it, I have not fully mastered it, and I probably never will, but it's okay. And the good news is, guys, it's actually beneficial because new learnings equals new connections in our brain equals better neuroplasticity. It translates into better cognition, attention, memory. Who doesn't want a better cognition? Show me that person. I was also talking about how I've learned German from 0 to C2, and I'd say currently I'm probably beyond C2 because I've reached a level where I can comfortably write emails, make telephone calls, participate in conversation without having to consult a dictionary as often as I used to, I'd say. Funnily enough, the moment I actually have to take out my dictionary, and yes, I do own a Duden, is when my 10-year-old comes up to me and asks what a certain word or a certain expression means, and she's about to finish year 4 here in Germany. This has made me realize that those niceties of a language are actually learned at a younger age and are harder to internalize or to grasp or to learn as we get older. Does it make sense? By the way, if you guys do have a super technique to learn a foreign language and you'd like to share, please feel free to leave a comment down below in the comments section and let's have a conversation. Less than 2 weeks ago, I was talking about my migration story, and I will link it up in the top corner for you guys to go and check out so that we are on the same page. It's also about my preference for postcolonial literature, and here's why. Postcolonial writing deals with issues of identity and, being caught between two cultures. Some background information. When the British Empire fell apart and people from the former colonies started coming to Britain, which is the former colonizer, they came primarily in pursuit of work. For example, in the 1960s, there was an influx of migrant workers from Dhaka who arrived to work in textile factories. Also, after the Second World War, there were quite many immigrants from the Caribbean who came to help rebuild Britain, and they primarily ended up working in manufacturing, public transport, or the NHS sector. Those people are first generation immigrants, which is they were born outside the host culture. They then, by choice, voluntarily migrated to a different country to, settle there. This country has become their country of residence. Their children, who then were born in the host country, are the second generation immigrants. Now, both groups face some kinds of problems, discrimination due to ethnicity, nationality, religion, language, accent, all sorts of things. However, the second generation immigrants also face sometimes, not always, an identity crisis. And so, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my migrant identity or my hybrid identity or my bicultural identity. Who am I? Am I more Russian or am I more German? I've come up with a checklist 2 sign-off points in favor of the Russian culture or the German culture. Let's get into it, shall we? Point number 1 is socialization. You guys know that I moved to Russia at a fairly young age, and I think it's safe to say I got my primary and secondary socialization in Russia, and socialization is referred to as cultural capital, which is values, beliefs, way of thinking, way of viewing the world. Number 2 is language, and my mother tongue is Russian. That means that in Russian I internalized all those essential concepts crucial when interacting with people, going about your life on a daily basis, interpreting the world, and I also got socialized. Number 3 is religion, and I know I was talking about my German ancestors being Protestant, but I am not. I am Russian Orthodox. 4, food preferences, and the question is, do I prefer Russian food to German food or German food to Russian food? And the answer is tricky. Well, I do have a number of food sensitivities, so I've had to eliminate gluten from my diet and also dairy from my diet. And you know, for example, the Russian diet as well as the German diet, I would say like the national German diet and the national Russian diet, or the average the average national German / Russian diet, both are heavily on carbohydrates. And you know, based on my health issues, I've had to completely eliminate gluten from my diet and also dairy. Having said that, I absolutely love borscht, which is a Russian soup. I absolutely love sauerkraut and the German Kartoffelsalat. I absolutely love all the Russian pirozhki, chiburiki, belishi, manti, even though manti is not completely Russian. I mean, last time I was in the Russian shop here in Munich, I got quite disappointed because, you know, whenever I would read the labels on the foods, it would make me realize that I actually am not allowed to eat any of those, because I've also been trying to live without refined sugar. The majority of the foods, those foods, shall I say, is quite heavy on sugar, sugary stuff, also all sorts of preservatives, artificial colors, flavors, and so on and so forth. 5, fashion. It's an interesting one because I do like the German approach to it, which is practicality, you know, putting on some baggy trousers and a t-shirt, or, you know, jeans and a t-shirt and sneakers. It's practical and I actually quite like it. However, I actually would combine some elements of practicality with beauty, I'd say. So, for example, a practical bottom and a beautiful top, you know. So, music. 6. Whenever I listen to radio, I do get quite disappointed because I never or quite rarely hear music in German. So here in Germany, music which is broadcasted is primarily in English. It's an honest opinion. I quite enjoy music, pop music in Russian. I actually quite like classical music, but it's sort of transnational or, you know, international. I actually think in our globalized world it's quite hard to keep things apart. What in me is Russian, what is German. I, you know, did that personality test, so I'm quite conscientious, and I'd say it's more German. I also am an extrovert, and I'd say it's more Russian, but you know, it's a gross simplification, a gross generalization. So again, quick disclaimer, everything is based on my personal experiences, and I do not intend to oversimplify or overgeneralize things here. So I consider myself a Russian and a German, a hybrid. You know, there is this paradox. In Russia, I was always considered a German, and in Germany, I am always referred to as a Russian. Alright guys, that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for watching, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you would like to see some future videos, and also consider subscribing to my channel because I post every Saturday and sometimes on Sundays. Life happens, you never know. Anyway, I wish you all well. Stay safe, stay healthy. Всем пока. Tschüss allerseits. Bye guys.